Good morning, fifth grade. This is Miss J. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and in order to participate in today's reading class, you're going to need the article for today open in a separate tab, also the Google form, and of course this YouTube video also pulled up in a separate tab. Today we're going to be reading an article titled Wild About Tigers. Before we begin reading, as always, I want you to scan the text and decide, is this text fiction or nonfiction? Awesome. So today, we will return back to working on identifying the main idea of a text and work on micro-level analysis to understand how certain sections of the text connect to the article as a whole. You're going to read the text in its entirety to describe or to grasp what the author is trying to teach us about the topic. So you're also going to identify the topic as you're reading and what the main idea is. Remember that we should always be annotating and taking notes as we're reading the text, making sure that we're tracking, again, the topic and the main idea. As you're reading, you should also be paying very close attention to text features. Text features such as pictures and subheadings. Those will really be able to help you as we continue on with this reading lesson. So I want you to take a moment, pause the video, and read the text in its entirety, and then you're going to return back. Welcome back. So as you're reading the text, I'm sure you noticed that this is a nonfiction text. As you were reading this nonfiction text, what did you note to be the topic? That's right, Indo-Chinese tigers. Now I want you to pause the video here, head into Google form, and answer your first 3 multiple choice questions. Then we're going to come back as a group and we're going to discuss it. Welcome back. So for our first multiple choice question, you were to answer the question and then do your first stop and jot. Question number 1 asks us to identify the main idea of the article from the options below. A, don't try kissing a tiger. B, there are tigers in Thailand and Cambodia. C, Thailand's Indo-Chinese tigers are an endangered species. D, monks live with tigers. Now remember, we're picking the option that best describes the text in its entirety. So we know that A wouldn't work because the text talked a lot more than just don't try kissing a tiger. D, monks live with tigers. That also wouldn't be our best answer because the entire text isn't discussing how monks live with tigers. It does mention that monks are taking care of the tigers, but it doesn't go into detail about them living with the tigers. So that isn't our best option. So we're left with B and C. B, there are tigers in Thailand and Cambodia. C, Thailand's Indo-Chinese tigers are endangered species. C, Thailand's Indo-Chinese tigers are an endangered species. I want us to take a good look at those 2 options. Which one is stronger and why? So, you'll note that the strongest one should be more specific to the article hence why it is the main idea for the text. So, yes, the tigers are in Thailand and Cambodia. That's not what the main idea of the text is or what the author is trying to teach you about the text. So, C, Thailand's Indo-Chinese tigers are an endangered species would be our best answer because the text isn't just speaking on tigers living in these areas, but also how they're becoming endangered too. Stop and jot number one, explain your answer. Be sure to put these answers in the Google form in Google Classroom. So you should have already done that. So again, C is our best answer choice because not only is the text speaking on tigers living in Thailand, but also how they're becoming endangered as well. Now we will focus on how paragraphs of a text can connect to each other in regards to helping us understand the point of the article even more. So if you haven't already, you should have reread the sections Tigers in Trouble and Safe Haven. If you haven't done so, reread the sections Tigers in Trouble and Safe Haven, and then think about what is the relationship between the two sections. Go ahead and reread the sections if you haven't done so already. Take a minute to reread the sections if you haven't done so already. So now that you've made sure to have reread the section, let's go through our answer choices. A. Safe Haven introduces a possible solution to the problem introduced in Tigers in Trouble. B. Tigers in Trouble compares and contrasts information to Safe Haven. C. Safe Haven shows the reader effects of the causes introduced in Tigers in Trouble. D. Tigers in Trouble and Safe Haven give the reader all of the supporting details that to the main idea. So, in order to help you answer this question, we have to think about what are the main ideas of those specific sections, Tigers in Trouble and Safe Haven. Now, Tigers in Trouble is discussing how tigers are being hunted and they are becoming extinct. Safe Haven is talking about how tigers have found a safe space with Buddhist monks and what they're doing to help protect the tigers. So, based on that information, we can decide what is our best answer here. B. Tigers in Trouble compares and contrasts information to Safe Haven. Was there any information that was being compared and contrasted in those two sections? Go back and take a look. No, there wasn't. Those two sections were not being compared. The information in those two sections were not being compared to one another. C. Safe Haven shows the reader effects of the causes introduced in Tigers in Trouble. C can't be correct because Safe Haven does not show the reader effects of the causes in Tigers in Trouble. Tigers in Trouble talks about the effects of hunting and how it caused the tigers to become extinct. But Safe Haven doesn't discuss that. So that is incorrect. D. Tigers in Trouble and Safe Haven give the reader all of the supporting details to the main idea. So we know that this is not true because both sections do not have all of the supporting details to the main idea because again, the text in its entirety would be giving us supporting details to the main idea, not just those two sections. A. Safe Haven introduces a possible solution to the problem introduced in Tigers in Trouble. A is correct. In the first section, Tigers in Trouble, it discusses the problem. The problem is that tigers are being hunted and they're becoming extinct. In Safe Haven, like we said earlier, that section is talking about how the tigers have found a safe place to be and where they can be protected. And that is a possible solution. So A is our best answer here. We will end with connecting how the author's statements help contribute to the entire text and leave the reader with a lasting thought of what's going to happen to the tigers. Question number 3. Why does the text end with Glesendorf saying, "We have a lot of hope for the tigers"? A. Glesendorf believes that if reproduction happens quickly, then this is great for hunters. B. Glesendorf believes that monks are helping so tigers can be released back into the wild. C. Tigers are able to reproduce for people in Thailand to use them for their medicinal purposes. D. Tigers are able to reproduce and grow their species. So let's head back to the end of the text where Glendendorf is saying, "We have a lot of hope for the tigers." Take a second to reread that section. So we notice in that section in the end of the text, Glendendorf doesn't believe that reproduction, if it happens quickly, then this will be great for hunters. Hunting actually isn't going to help reproduce the reproduce tigers. So A cannot be true. B, he, Klenzendorf believes that monks are helping, so tigers can be released back into the wild. So we know that that's inaccurate because that is not why Glenzendorf is saying that we have a lot of hope for the tigers. C, tigers are able to reproduce for people in Thailand to use them for their medicinal purposes. So, so Glenzendorf is not saying that for the purpose of tigers being used. So that is not the main reason why he's saying that there's a lot of hope for the tigers. C, tigers are able to reproduce and grow their species. This would be our best answer because Glenzendorf mentions that unlike some endangered species, like elephants, mentions that tigers can produce a litter of cubs every year, unlike elephants, which produce only one young per year. So the fact that tigers can produce litters of cubs, their numbers are able to grow quickly under the right conditions. So if the tigers are raised in good conditions, then they're able to reproduce. And that is why Klenzendorf is saying that there's a lot of hope for the tigers. So now you're going to head over to Google Classrooms or continue on your Google form and complete the exit ticket. So today's secret code is GLASSES. 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 Again, today's secret code is GLASSES. GLASSES. You're going to complete the following questions 1 through 4, and then you'll be done with reading for the day. If you have any questions for your teachers or if you're confused about any of the answers or questions, please reach out and ask questions and being able to advocate for yourself. Have a great day, everyone.